All right, look. So we got the cost of becoming a brand. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of mixed on it, because it's like one part is like, yo, you want to get some bread, you want to, have some sort of like fortune or like generational wealth type thing. But another one is like, depending on who you are and what you do, is kind of like you lose yourself in it. Like you just become a figure of sorts. Like it ain't you, unless you somehow market yourself as you or something like that. But like, I'd say a good example is like Speed or something like that. He's just kind of out and about doing his own thing. I guess he kind of marketed himself as like how would I describe it, bro? Like outdoors, being himself, exploring, athletic type of thing. Like he has a show now, I believe, of him, just a show series, something like that, of him just doing athletic feats, training, from what I'm aware of. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I think that'll do well. But let's see what he's talking about.
Ever since Mr. Beast blew up in 2020 and slowly worked his way up.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Speaking of Mr. Beast, yesterday, I don't know when this will come out, but for me, yesterday, my brother was watching a video by Mr. Beast, and it was a video scheduled for like 10 years in the future, talking about me in 10 years, and he just had that in the background while he was playing Madden, and it's so crazy to see. Like, I didn't see the exact numbers, but he had like 1 million views total. I don't know how many subs, but he's like talking about where he'd want to see himself in 10 years. I'm like, that's a crazy idea. Like, that's crazy. And here I am, or a lot of people thinking it's like, yo, I need to become popular quick. I need to have 1 million in 2 months or something like that. Bro, he said 1 million in 10 years. Like, you gotta think, that's wild. Like, that's so wild to think about, bro. And he's like, yo, I wonder if I'm married in 10 years. Like, I don't know if he is or isn't, but it's so weird to even conceptualize yourself in like 10 years. Like, how far along will I be in 10 years? Like, that is such a hard thing to look at, because it's like you can have an idea or think of things that you would want to be, but it's like, as you grow older, as you mature and discover more of yourself, it's like plans change or things don't turn out like you expected. And I'm like, now I wonder what's in store for me. It's always weird. It's a weird thought in my mind. I'm like, where do I go at times? Like, I guess physically, like, where do I want to put myself at? But aside from that, I just had to point that out. I had to
Be the face of YouTube. People have been saying he altered the way YouTube completely works, or he quote-unquote ruined YouTube. Everything became about pop-up text and crazy CGI visual effects in a video. If you don't have the budget to burn a man alive, then you might as well hit the door.
No, I'm not gonna lie though. I think the thing with Mr. Beast is he is so like good at like storytelling, in a sense. Like, he does things that like make your attention just on it, and things just constantly shift. It's like something is always happening. So it's like, I think that's good content, because I remember seeing a YouTube video of it was Minecraft. It was Minecraft civilization thing, and it's so crazy how good that video was. For something I don't necessarily watch, it was an amazing video. It was amazing, bro. Like, the storytelling, the plot lines, everything like that is crazy, bro. Like, it makes you wonder, like, how content is just so weird at times. That's the easiest way I can say it. Like, something simple can blow up, and then something like deep like that can happen, but it's like a method to it, in a sense.
because you're not gonna make it and you're better off just working as one of Mr. Beast's editors to fulfill his empire. Even Mr. Beast himself admits all the time that he completely changed the fabric on YouTube. Because of that, last year he started changing his video styles to be more slower and comfortable to watch, while also tweeting out at other creators to stop doing that type of overstimulating content. But the damage from that has already been done. Now, I'm gonna be honest, while he did impact YouTube to be in that type of format and creators out there still follow it, people saying nowadays that authentic creators no longer happen because of Mr. Beast are completely wrong. I mean, come on. You're watching me. Yes, I'm glazing myself. I will say come-ups with someone like Queso, for example, are a perfect example of how they still happen. Only 3 years ago was he streaming out a 2 megabyte Wi-Fi setup, and now he gets 50 to 60,000 viewers every time he streams. And someone like Speed, who literally sat at his desk like a classic 2010s YouTuber raging at games and shit. I think the thing that really changes creators is when they turn from a creator to a full-on brand. And someone I've been hearing people say that a lot about nowadays is Kai Cenat. As someone who started seeing Kai a couple of years back, I think even the biggest Kai Cenat fans will tell you he's completely changed the way he acts on camera. Down to the jokes he'll make and what he even does on stream is totally different. And look, just to get this out the way, I'm not some big Kai Cenat hater fan page that shits on everything he does. Like, I remember when they were trying to cancel him for not building a school in Nigeria because he said he was gonna do it. Acting like a school gets built in a couple months. This is in the middle of a village in Africa. Not to mention the amount of forms you would have to get signed off from the government, and also it's out of the country as well. But you could tell as he started climbing to the top of Twitch, he had this thing happen, which happened to Mr. Beast, turning yourself into a brand, therefore having to hold back things you used to do. And the problem with this specifically as a creator is because people see your come up and how you used to act. Then when they see you kind of pulling back on it or afraid to be like that, it feels like a betrayal to the people that used to watch you.
Dang, you really gotta think about it, yeah. Cause even, I feel like even Speed or like other big creators will like hold back on how they used to be once they become like a certain level. Cause it's like a lot of the people who just joined in know them for who that current person is, not who they used to be. So it's like, I don't know. I guess another example is like, think of like Joji or something like that in the music industry. A lot of people probably don't know he was making YouTube videos, bro. They just know him for his music. Like, if they're to see those videos, they'd be in shock. So it's like, can you really blame them for like switching up how they are when they're at a certain level? It's like, in my mind, it's like what gets you there what got you here won't get you there. It's like, you know, at a certain point, you're just hitting a wall. Then you gotta change something to pass, and it's like, I don't blame him. I'm gonna be honest, I don't blame him. now, is the hating funny? Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's like, okay, buddy, we're doing too much now. We are doing too much now, but oh well.
Compare perfectly to a creator and a music artist. A music artist can pull this off because they're signed to a label and usually come out polished to how the label already wants them. Meanwhile, with the creator, people see the change happen over time. There's a ton of TikTok edits of Kai from that time and people saying they miss him before he changed. And now because he's changed over time, it's made a whole new meme of people pretending to be Kai's viewers, basically saying they're the most parasocial people on the planet.
Bro, what are you doing?
Kai's talking.
Bro, when did you start watching Kai Cenat?
Well, it's not just Kai. Drewski's there too, and Kevin Hart.
Bro, what am I watching? What is this?
Also, his subathon did not help the narrative because people started calling it the Begathon halfway through. He had things kind of set up like a TikTok live streamer when he was sleeping, where if you gifted subs, stuff would happen to him. Not no prank him John type of stuff, but regular things. And to reach the goal, he probably did have to do stuff like this. It's 1 million Twitch subs. But the clips just
look absolutely atrocious.
In the first 30 minutes of me taking a shower, it is called Dirty 30. Where while I'm in the shower, if you guys sub up, you guys can make me more dirty.
That sounds so weird, bro.
Wait, but how can somebody upgrade you though? That's my question. How do you earn upgrades?
They can get up to 500 gifted in the next 30 minutes.
500? 130? God damn!
Me personally, I noticed the difference though between this subathon versus his others. Is this one was a lot more corporate and focused on hitting the goal mainly. Like he had a ton of A-list celebs coming through, Kim Kardashian, Selena Gomez, etc. And I noticed when you reach that point to people where you as a creator feel unreachable and are with these huge people, you don't feel as authentic to them and they know you're gonna have to hold back things to reach that point. There was also a lot of celebs coming through and using Kai's platform just to promote their dip. Mariah Carey literally showed up for 30 minutes to promote her album and left. Compared to Kai having a full sleepover stream with Drewski and Kevin Hart where they both actually cared about giving good content. That's what people actually liked about Kai in the past when he started doing this. Him bringing celebs on stream who don't just want a free promo. I understand too though that people change and sometimes that's not who they are anymore. But there's a difference between growth versus changing yourself to make sure your brand is 100% neat. Another way you could tell a creator is kind of focused more on their brand and less about authenticity is the way they approach certain political issues. This should be clear. I'm not saying every creator has to talk about every.
Here's the thing about politics. I feel like a lot of time people don't know. Like, like a lot of times I feel like people just aren't informed. So it's like, if they say something, it gets blown out of proportion. And I'm not gonna lie, there's probably lack of better judgment. Like they just didn't know. Cause even myself, I don't really pay attention much. So it's like and there's politics and then there's like morals, and of course they can like intertwine, but it's like, I don't know, bro. I feel like as a content creator going in that space and you're not purposely in that area of just news, politics and things like that, it becomes very muddy because I am not one to give my quote unquote informed opinion. Like you should not listen to what I had to say in a sense because I don't know the information. That would just be ill-advised statement. Like that'd just be a dumb statement I'd probably make. Now could I go out my way to do research? Yes. Do I want to? Probably not. like bro, it isn't my main area of what I care about. And probably for a lot of people too, it's like, yo, gang, they're going on with things in their life, like they got more things to worry about. Unless like it's brought to them or they know, but who knows, bro. I feel like politics and things like that is just so sensitive right now, like, and that's me being truthful. Just the way I've observed things, and it's not even politics. It's just people in general are just being extremely sensitive in a sense. Like it's so easy to push someone's button. Like people have become less focused on themselves and more focused on what other people think. Like it's almost like they're a dancing monkey in a sense. You say one thing and it's quote unquote rage bait. Like you can just rage bait people. Now there's people with better judgment, obviously. Like I will not interact with this rage bait. like they'll rate it like 4 out of 10 rage bait. Or like they'll post a picture with the monkey, like I will not interact with this rage bait. Like people have better judgment, obviously, but it's like there's always that certain group of people that just don't know, and it's a shame at times. I'm like, dog, this ain't that serious most of the time. Like, and I'm not talking about politics. Politics is serious. I'm just saying like people just getting in arguments for the littlest of things. Oh, apple juice is better than orange juice. Nah, you're tripping. Like, it ain't that deep, bro.
Every little political issue going on. But a good indicator for people has been how creators approach the topic of Palestine. At this point, Palestine has got to be like a 95% to 5% issue on how people feel about it. A majority of countries agree how the Israel.
You see, can you imagine? Can you imagine how hard it is to stop Ronaldo from scoring a goal? What? No. What does that have to do with Israel or Palestine? Bro, I'm not even gonna lie. And this is me with being fully transparent. I don't know. I know there's like a war or something like that, but I don't understand what entails in it. Like what's necessarily happening. And I know it's a problem because it's a war, things like that. But it's like, I don't know. It's lack of judgment, lack of thought, lack of knowledge. I don't know, bro. Like, how does soccer come into this? That's for sure a joke. But like, if I'm being so for real, bro, I don't know. So if someone was to ask me, what's your thoughts on it? I don't know. I don't, and that's cool. Like, ain't nothing wrong with not knowing. I just don't know, bro. Could I become informed? Yes. Could someone tell me? Yes. And then I have to back. I can't only take their word as it is, because they may be skewed. They may have their own perceptions of it. They may have their own thoughts that kind of take away from what is happening and what is, you know. Because when it involves people, it becomes very muddled in beliefs and ideas and what's right and what's wrong. So it's like, I don't know, bro. Let me stop yapping. I actually gotta stop.
The government is and has straight up admitted they're ethnically cleansing Palestinians, except, of course, the United States of America. By the way, in the time you've been watching this video, they've made $37,000 and $43,000 off your tax dollars, so... In the name of freedom, this is a small sacrifice you must accept. People dying in America, we gotta give it to Israel so they get free universal healthcare. And people have been really getting on Mr. Beast for not saying anything about it. You know, as the internet charity guy who gives money to impoverished people all over the world, it was kind of expected by his audience to happen. He don't even gotta say nothing for real. He could just have a little donation next to all the donations he's done. But as of now, he hasn't done it. And there was also this stream last month where Mr. Beast was doing a charity with Aiden Ross and XQC, where free
the fact that, what's her name, was it Sophie Ray, donated one of the most is crazy, bro. She donated what, $1 million? Be seeing comments like, we gooned to the right person, we made the right person famous, like, not all heroes wear clothes. Like, dog, what? I mean, she is doing a good thing, but like, that's so wild to think about. And I heard she's doing like another charity. Like, good for her, bro. Good for her. Good for her, bro. Basically, anyone who gooned to her, like, contributed. Like, bro, what? I'm still not over that. Like, that's so wild, bro. Like, good for her in a sense. Good for her. Using her power for good in a sense. Like, bro, I'm in awe. I'm in awe. Like, that's so crazy to think about, but like, good on her for doing her part on helping people. Like, dog, I don't even know what to say.
Palestine gets said, and he's dead silent and kind of looks like he's held back by something.
Okay. I didn't mean to scream at you.
Free Palestine.
What'd you say? No,
Dr. McNugget.
You just know a million things flashed through his mind in this moment. He thought of the worst. Feastables being yanked off 7-Eleven shelves. His channel getting banned by the Trump censorship hammer for teaching kids wokeness. My prediction is he had talks with his team and they probably told him not to do it because it's too politically charged to say anything. But for people saying it's because he doesn't mention politics, Mr. Beast donated $150,000 to organizations when the BLM protests were going on. And also said Black Lives Matter, which is a political movement. So, I'm not sure how much that excuse can be used. I'm not even saying this to discount all the charitable things Mr. Beast has done and helped people, but now that his brand is bigger, he's definitely more reluctant to get into issues like this, as you can see. I guarantee too, when the conflict's over after like 5 or 10 years, he's gonna finally speak on it and say it was an awful, terrible tragedy and everything, but when he gets asked on why he didn't speak about it in the time, he's just gonna say, well, I mean, you know, I just didn't know the facts at the time. This is like the go-to for every war that's happened, including...
I'm not gonna lie. I just said that, bro. I just said that. But I gave my reason. It's not, and this may sound crazy, it's not like the biggest thing to me. It's not, I'm gonna be honest. So, is it a cop-out answer? Yes or no? Like, bro, what? like my life does not revolve around politics, bro. Like, I don't know, bro. I feel like that if I was to become big or whatever, like, don't put that expectation on me, bro. Don't put that expectation on me, because I 9 times out of 10 won't pay attention. Like, I be out in my own world trying to live my own life, bro. Like, no, bro. So I don't even know.
In World War II. This is one of the biggest political issues in the world right now, and we're in the most connected time, so I don't know if people can get away with this anymore like they used to. It's also a problem with someone like Mr. Beast, where you become so big and are a brand yourself, that you lose all personality and become soulless in a sense. I genuinely could not tell you the last time I've seen a real emotion from Mr. Beast on video. Actually, scratch that. I think I finally saw a little more coming back from him when he told XQC this on stream.
Kill yourself.
You like Feastables?
No.
Kill yourself.
Yeah. These kids don't know anything about Mr. Beast 6000. Imagine he's been keeping it dormant inside and he's slowly been making his way up to take over like a symbiote. One of the things that are different with creators compared to actors is creators have to have a personality to stick out and grow their audience. With actors, you get fed a script and show emotions of a random character on screen. So it doesn't matter if the actor actually has zero personality, which is why when you lose that personality as a creator that people fell in love with, you start to disconnect with your audience. A good example of someone who I think does it well while changing themselves for the better is Speed. When Speed first started blowing up, he straight up got
Yeah, I just said that at the beginning. I said that at the beginning of the video. Speed probably is one of the only ones I know that grew exponentially and still retained some of his personality in a sense, even as he's grown and matured. I'm not gonna lie, I still don't watch Speed, but like, it's crazy how much of a 180 he did. Like, yo, it's so crazy how much of a 180 he did. When he first started, he was just barking at people, just causing ruckus, leaking his meat, things of that nature. And it's like, talking to Ben. What else did he do? Trying to pipe Chica or something like that. Like, bro. And seeing how he is now, like, it's so crazy. It's so crazy seeing someone like grow, because wasn't he like a teenager when he first blew up? He was like, what, probably like 16, 17. I don't know how old he is now. I'd assume probably 20. Like, that's wild. Like, it's so crazy seeing how people just grow and mature, because it reminds me of like on TikTok there was this Project Mbappe kid type thing. like if you play sports, you're for sure putting your kid on some Project Mbappe, Project LeBron, Project something like that. So it was like, there's this guy, he had his kid, and he's like Project Mbappe, and we just know him as Broski. And you dead just see him grow up. Like, we've seen him grow up. Like, I'll see him from time to time start off a newborn with some size 8 cleats that don't fit him. And it's like, you see him just grow up. Like, that's so wild. And I was like, yo, is that really how it be, like, having a kid? I don't know, bro. It's so interesting. It's so interesting seeing all that. Shout out to them, though. Shout out to Broski and his pops.
Mr. ripping slurs and saying the most wild he could for the clip. 2021 Speed was a different beast. I don't think someone could have a come up like he did in 2025 nowadays. Over time though, as he grew up and matured, he still kept the same energy and personality without all the wild he was doing. I'd assume he probably looks back at some clips and cringes at how he was acting. And with Speed, you don't normally see people complaining about Speed holding back for sponsorships compared to Mr. Beast or Kai, because he still feels authentic, just mature now. In a way, I do kinda understand why someone like Mr. Beast or Kai may hold back on saying certain things. For example, what I was saying with Mr. Beast in Palestine. He may be able to say it, but it could risk potentially losing sponsorships, meaning having to fire employees. And then that person's life is ruined over what he said. But if you chose that path where you want to grow your brand and there's now a risk of you having to be inauthentic, then people are going to notice, and eventually it could lead to making things worse. Anyways, that's going to be it. Let me know how much subs y'all are donating at my subathon this year to pass Kai's record.
Bruh. Final thoughts. Yo, I never even considered that. Like you own a business type thing because you're a creator, you're trying to expand, grow, things like that. Like, you became a business. And if you say one wrong thing, you lose sponsorships, you have to cut people because you're not making profit, or you're losing money. Like, that's crazy. So, yo, I'm not gonna lie, it's not even just his image on the risk, it's people's livelihoods at risk. Like, that's wild, because Mr. Beast is like, you can't necessarily replace Mr. Beast off his brand. You can't. Let's say he says something crazy, you can't replace Mr. Beast. You can't just put someone new and call him Mr. Beast. Like, nah, you can't. And then if he suffers the consequences for saying something dumb and he loses sponsorship money, he's probably gonna have to cut people, like fire people, depending on how much he loses. And guess what? Now people's lives are messed up. So someone like him holding back on certain statements makes sense. Like, I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Is it that deep? Who knows? I'd assume so. But other than that, It's a good video by TommyNFG. Alright, see ya.